the perspective on podcasting is changing too, because the Rogan deal, they see how much money he's getting. Like my dad forever be like, are you even making money doing this? I'm like, oh dad, oh dad. You know, so it's like now it's changed a little bit because they see like Caller Daddy and Dak Shepard and Armchair Expert. Like no one really knows the finances of a podcast.
Right. No, that Rogan deal, you know, Smartless, Wondery, Gimlet, all these like networks and stuff that are being picked up. Like it's when those first checks were signed, it's like they called the price of what a podcast.
It changed the game, and
right.
I'm glad those guys got paid. I don't know if it changed for the better, because then you get this influx of dumbasses.
Totally.
And so now, because there's no the level of entry is so minimum. When a camera, if you want to be on YouTube, but really just need, because audio's king, you just need 2 mics and someone knows what the fuck they're doing. Right. So the level of entry is so low, so everyone can do it.
Yep.
So it just it makes the waters a little muddy.
That's always the saying, dude.
But talent always rises to the top. Always.
Right, exactly.
Always.
Yeah, there's always room for the best.
Yes.
In every situation. It's just, you know, I think people underestimate what it takes to become the best at something.
Yes.
Especially somebody who's never been the best at anything.
Yes.
You know, like you take somebody who's just been like in complacent mediocrity for their entire life and then give them a microphone.
Yeah.
They're just going to sink to the middle again.
Yeah, you're not going to sound
blame
like Joe
everybody
Rogan.
else.
Yeah,
right.
I'm blaming everybody. Yeah, I think, and that's where, you know, me and Brian were perfect, because Brian's not a business guy really. Like he's a comic and actor. So people tell him what to do. He gets a script or comedy. It's on his, on his time. So with the podcast, I brought the business side to it, because he would come late, or whoever it was. If we had a guest and they're late, I took it as such disrespect, because I was like, I tell all new podcasters like this, treat it like you work for ESPN, or treat it like you work for HBO. It should come out the exact same time every single fucking week. Yeah. It shouldn't come out a day later and people don't know when it comes out. It comes out the exact fucking time. Yep. So people can depend on you. Because if it's coming out maybe a Tuesday, maybe a Thursday, you're not taking it serious.
Right.
So I treat it like because I've worked for, Bravo, I worked for I've worked for ESPN, I've worked for Fox, I worked for Showtime for all these years. So it's like I treat my business the exact same way that when I was an employee of those businesses. Yeah. Don't disrespect me, man. Well, it's the people that do it by the seat of their pants, Right. You can't compete.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Can't compete.
It's never going to gain any traction.
No, you're competing with the best of the best, man.
It's like 90% of starting, like the reason to start a podcast is to build trust with a group of people. Mm-hmm. That's called an audience. Mm-hmm. Like an audience is a group of people who like Brendan so much that they want to tune in to listen to what's going on. Like, that's just a wild thing to think of.
Wild.
In general. It's like there's this number of people that care about what's going on in my life enough to tune in on a weekly basis.
Every week,
that's crazy.
Just you bullshitting. I don't think there's a better medium, because like acting like I don't know fuck all about Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, right, exactly.
I know he says he's into.
You think you know him.
I know he says he's into like global warming, but flies around in private jets. Yeah, like I know he's into chicks and making dope movies. I don't know that fucking guy. Right. The podcasters are dope because you know them. Right. Like how long I've been doing it. They've been through my downfalls, my losses, the wins, the big moments, because I say everything.